Finally, we get to see the Luke versus Zion in what was a great duel, which leads to our characters finally returning to normal, and the plot thickens, as we see a toy version of the Rush dueling robot. Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today we're talking all things episode 93 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush anime series. A duel between former master and subordinate, between Yugioh and the Dragiers. The Luke versus Zion. So, starting off, I want to talk about the duel itself, as this was probably one of my favourite duels from the entire Go Rush series so far, because of the cards and the strategies used, plus the characters that were involved. So to start off with, the character of Ipak, helping out the Luke. Now this shows how much she's grown to like Rush dueling, but also, more importantly, it shows her friendship between herself and the Luke. Their chemistry, since they've been paired together, has been brilliant, and this once again helps to further showcase that off. Also, it's still adorable to see Ipak still being terrified of Space Yugioh, meaning the evil Zion really did traumatize this kid, and she still hasn't gotten over it yet, so hopefully that happens soon. And speaking of evil Zion, that persona did ultimately come from Kawaido's influence, but there's still a tiny chance that Zion could have thought that persona might return, hence to why he was refusing to swallow the gear initially. And although this duel was, in Zion's words, a chance for him to get payback for all the times he's been under the Luke's control, I liked how this episode was actually trying to make Zion out to be more of the villain in this episode, because he didn't want to do the very reasonable request of swallowing a gear, which ultimately would have turned our characters back to normal and potentially fixed the relic, thus saving the day. Come on Zion, be a team player. Another note on Zion's character though was him having fun during this duel, which harks back to the duel he had with Yuhi in the Kawaido space. Now again, Zion showed some great dueling skills throughout this episode. Still though, love the deck, love the character, really appreciate the duel. Right, so the Luke. This once King of Terror has now chilled out and focused more on enjoying this duel. Does him playing the field spell count as a misplay? Because he knows his opponent is also playing a one named card deck? Not really. It's a double-edged sword. It's going to help him, but it's also going to help his opponent. Ultimately, this time though, it backfired on him, but seeing his fusions, seeing the way that he played, it was a real breath of fresh air, as it's been a while since we've seen the Dragiers, and it's cool. I like this monster. So seeing him get a duel once again was great. Cards like Cancel Fusion seemed very strong in the Rush dueling format, especially in this time, because fusions seem to be taking more of a prominent role, pushing maximums more toward the back seat. So yeah, this duel was great, plus the animation and the music was on point and very, very nice to listen to. But the cliffhanger here was revealing that the Rush robot dropping from the now broken relic. If you watch Sevens, you know how important this Rush robot is. And the last time we saw this was during the Otis and Yuga duel at the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. And when we saw Yuga arrive back in this timeline, we only saw his spaceship that they used to get into space. We didn't actually see the Rush robot. So how on earth I haven't thought about this since now, I've got no idea. But I do like that it has now returned. Nevertheless, this does help further our heroes' goal in finding Odo Yuga, as just like the vending machine full of udon, this too links heavily to that character, meaning plot development. Another note, I loved how Phaser can justify him dueling his furniturized brother as being normal, but dueling a massaging chair is just way too crazy for him. The dude literally transformed into a dragon mid-duel. Oh well. I want to say more, but honestly I can't think of anything else right now. So if I miss anything out, super important, let me know in the comments down below. Let's have a chat about it, and let me know your thoughts on this fantastic episode. What was your first impressions? Have a great day, alligator, matane, goodbye.